Hey, True Seekers, welcome back. Today is Monday, December 8th. It is the day after the Sunday football games, and I want to talk about the Indianapolis Colts and their rigged path to the coming Super Bowl. And yesterday was another tribute to this path. Earlier, I did a video on their Thursday night game against the Texans that also had a date with a numerology of 33. Yesterday happened to be a date with a numerology of 33, and let's get into the tribute. So the date was December 7th, 2014, otherwise written 12/7/14. In numerology, you can add 12 plus 7 plus 14. The date has a numerology of 33. Cleveland happens to be the only city in the NFL with a gematria of 33, the city name. The only city. So the Colts played in the only city with a 33 name on the 33 date. If we use the V exception, Cleveland sums to 51, like the word conspiracy. And what we're talking about here is a legit conspiracy. The NFL is a legit conspiracy. Why? Because it is on the same bandwidth as the WWF and other fake sports, but their fans are not aware. It's very evident when you're aware when you watch it. You can tell from the referees to the players. We'll get into it more. But it is a legit conspiracy, and it's a bigger hoax than even I have realized for all the time I have realized it's a hoax. And it's not just the NFL sports fans. All the pro sports leagues in this country, at the very least, are rigged by the numbers, among other things. So let's move on. The Colts will play next Sunday. They will play at the Houston Texans. The last time they played the Texans was on a 33 date with a 33 numerology, and they won with 33 points. The Colts had 33 points to win that game. An extra tribute to something I pointed out before the game even happened. And what was interesting in that game was that they went for a 2-point conversion when they did not need to and did not convert. It ended up combining to the score of 33. Yesterday, the final score of the game was Colts 25, Cleveland 24. I should have wrote that up here. Let me write it up there real quick. So the Colts got 25, Cleveland got 24. And the Colts won on a end of the game play, essentially. The Browns got one more chance, but the Colts scored with about 30 seconds left in the game. The sum of this score is 49, like the upcoming Super Bowl 49. And what I'm also saying is that the Colts really should have probably scored 26 points, because in this game they also went for a 2-point conversion that they didn't need to go for, and they didn't convert that either. In fact, it looked like Andrew Luck even tried to throw an interception on the play. He threw it right to the defender. Horrible play. 25, 24, sum of 49, win on a last-second play. And this year, Cleveland is a formidable opponent, defensive team. So it's kind of one of those games where they can say, hoorah to Andrew Luck and what a gritty, tough, skilled quarterback he is. All part of the fake tribute in this WWF of an NFL. So anyhow, next coming game against the Texans, if the Colts win this coming game, this next Sunday, if they win, they've clinched the division and they're in the playoffs. They can lose their next 2 games. They don't even matter. They'll be number 1 in their division. But I'm sure they'll try to win out for a better record. The game I really want to focus on, though, is this one, 12-21-14, for 2 reasons. One is that the reason that I know the Colts are on the path for the rigged Super Bowl is because it was after the week 3 games of this year. Heading into that weekend, I said watch for scores having to do with 44 points. As it happened, only 2 games had anything to do with 44. The Colts beat the Jaguars 44 to 44 to 17, I think. Pretty sure the final was 44 to 17, but I know the Colts had 44 points. The only other game that had anything to do with 44 was the Baltimore Ravens and Cleveland Browns. Baltimore beat Cleveland 23 to 21 on a last-second field goal. 23 plus 21 sums to 44. The other thing that's interesting about that game is that the Colts used to be the Baltimore Colts, And also, the current Baltimore team, the Baltimore Ravens, used to be the Cleveland Browns. They lost their team. They became the Baltimore Ravens. Then years later, the Cleveland Browns got their team back. So you see the relationship between all of these teams. All right, so that weekend, they had these scores to do with 44. Well, as it happened, the Baltimore Colts won their first Super Bowl 44 years earlier. 44 years earlier. And who did they play in that Super Bowl? They played the Dallas Cowboys, and they won by a score of 16-13. The date of that game was January 17th, 71. All right. So, again, this upcoming game against the Cowboys, it's on 12/21, December 21st. Notice how 12 plus 21 is 33. Plus the year 14 is 47. A very interesting number. And let me tell you why. For starters, the name luck in gematria sums to 47. 12 plus 21 plus 3 plus 11. 12, 21, 3, 11. Sum it up, 47. Also, it was Super Bowl 47 that there was a 33-minute blackout. That's the one 49ers versus Ravens. Baltimore 49. We're coming up on Super Bowl 49, 49ers. Are you following, Truth Seeker? 33-minute blackout at Super Bowl 47. Super Bowl 49 is going to be hosted in close proximity to the Hoover Dam. Major source of energy, power, electricity, what you think of with light. Going back up a second, the Texans, who the Colts played earlier this year on a 33 date, have a star player named J.J. Watt. In gematria, J.J. Watt sums to 84, like the phrase United States of America, like Barack Obama's birthday. 84. This year, he set a record for a defensive player, most touchdowns in, guess what, True Seeker? 44 years. Most touchdowns by a defensive player in 44 years, the number that tipped me off to the Colts in the first time. And let's not forget that the number 44 represents kill in gematria. J.J. Watt, think about that name, Watt. Watt. It has to do with energy. His dance is called the Lights Out dance. You can look this up, J.J. Watt Lights Out. They even sell t-shirts and jerseys that say Lights Out with the number 99 on it. That's what number he wears. J.J. Watt is a perfect example of a Manchurian athlete, like I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure his name is fake. His birthday might be a fake. But look at him. He's a great football player, and they also use him as an actor. He's on a lot of commercials, J.J. Watt. So anyhow, are you seeing these tributes, Truth Seeker? They all line up. Tennessee, they used to be the Houston Oilers. They're now the Tennessee Titans. They used to be the Houston Oilers. Oilers is another team with a 33 name. All right, I hope you're following, Truth Seeker. I know it's a lot of numbers and stuff to keep straight, but what I'm just trying to show you is how this whole cluster works, how this whole charade is waged. It's sad. I mean, think about all the money and all the time spent on the NFL. Think of all the manpower sitting on their couches, drinking beer, eating chips, watching this, not knowing it's an organized, predetermined hoax. If you guys aren't getting the message, that's what I'm saying. Yesterday's score, 25-24. I'm pretty sure it was a scripted score, destined outcome. Tribute to 33 and Super Bowl 49. In this Super Bowl 44 years ago where the Colts defeated the Cowboys, in round one of the playoffs, the Cowboys defeated the Detroit Lions by a score of 5-0. A very strange score for football. That's a field goal and a safety to nothing. Shutouts are rare in football, so are 5 points. Not too many times have 5 points been scored. And again, we're having that strange game, December 21st. Colts at Dallas. What I'm telling you guys is this is all tribute to what's coming. I have predicted that the Lions are going to be in this year's coming Super Bowl. They were the only team before the season began with 33-1 odds to win the Super Bowl. It's been 33 years since Detroit hosted the Super Bowl for the first time. And based on everything going on in the world, it just seems right for Detroit to be in the Super Bowl. They are the first U.S. city to collapse and claim bankruptcy. I think this is all about foreshadowing what's coming for the entire nation. Again, with J.J. Watt and power outage, his name sums to 84. So does the state Arizona. Arizona is the only state that sums to 84, just like United States of America. This year's Super Bowl is in Glendale, Arizona. With simple English gematria, Glendale, Arizona sums to 144, 144. That number is mentioned in Revelation 7:4. Revelation sums to 49, like this year's Super Bowl. In Revelation, the number 144 is mentioned. It pertains also to Mark of the Beast. The phrase Mark of the Beast sums to 144, like Glendale, Arizona. Also, Glendale with Pythagorean gematria sums to 33, and again, it's on the 33rd parallel. So you guys, just all this together, plus what I'm sharing with you, it all lines up for a lot of nastiness. Cleveland right now is in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. It's made it for Ebola. It's made it for Tamir Rice shooting. If you haven't seen my post on Tamir Rice, that name sums to 96, like Freemason. His parents' names are Sam and Leonard, both 33 names. All this stuff, you guys, it's all part of the same thing. I know it seems like madness to think about how it's all being waged and orchestrated. And you're right, it is. It's organized madness. But this is really what's going on in the world. The NFL, Tamir Rice, Michael Brown, the one other common thread they have is that they're all distractions. They're all information we don't need. They're all things that tune us out from reality, our own lives. No matter how hard it is for the average NFL fan to admit, the NFL is nothing more than a distraction. Something people like to distract themselves with. But I wonder how many people would like it if they found out it was an organized hoax. And that's what they need to find out. Because they're wasting our time. We could have football leagues that were legit. Don't get me wrong, I like the sport of football too. I grew up playing football. But I see what a hoax it is, and it needs to be exposed, you guys. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you doubt, watch my other videos. Until next time, Truth Seekers.